The corporate titans who took over from the old-school Vegas operators have methodically destroyed everything that made this city wonderful for the average player. Let's examine the golden age when Vegas valued its players. Let's journey back to the glory days, the 1970s and 80s, when Vegas was managed by individuals who grasped the gambling business, not corporate bean counters fixated on quarterly earnings. One hotel rates that were reasonable. Back then, you could find a decent room on the Strip for less than $40 a night. Based on historical data, the majority of major Strip hotels asked for $20 to $50 for standard rooms in the early 1980s. Contrast that with the current average of $101 nightly per the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. And that is excluding the resort fees we will discuss later. Even adjusting for inflation, you are shelling out almost 3 times more for the identical experience. A $40 room from 1980 would equal around $150 today, but you are paying $109 plus a $45 resort fee. That is total extortion. To the mob versus corporate age when character was important. Here is a fact the sterile Vegas Tourism Board hopes you forgot. When organized crime families managed these casinos, they truly treated average players better than modern corporations do. Frank Lefty Rosenthal and the old-school operators knew that gambling was a business of relationships. Per UNLV's Gaming Research Center, the mob-run casinos centered on customer loyalty as they required repeat business for survival. They comped drinks, generously offered real value in their player rewards, and crucially, they liked you to win occasionally. Why? Because winners share stories. Winners bring buddies. Winners return. But when Howard Hughes showed up in 1966, beginning the corporate takeover, all of that changed. By the 1980s, the FBI had effectively removed most organized crime influence from Vegas casinos. What took its place was not an improvement. It was a cold, calculating corporate engine built to pull maximum profit from each interaction. Station casinos, MGM Resorts, Caesars Entertainment. These are no longer gambling businesses. They are real estate investment trusts posing as entertainment spots. 3. When the odds genuinely favored the player. Recall when you could go into the Stardust Sahara or Dunes and discover single-deck blackjack games paying 3-2 on naturals. When slot machines truly had respectable return-to-player percentages. The Wizard of Odds has recorded how severely casino odds have tilted against players since the 1980s. In those days, you could find single-deck blackjack where dealers stood on soft 17. Slot machines gave back 95% to 98% to players. Table minimums began at 2 or to 5 even on weekends. Genuine comps that paid for your whole trip. Today, good luck locating 3-2 blackjack for less than $50 a hand on the Strip. Most low minimum tables pay 6-5, which hikes the house advantage by almost 400%. Modern slot machines now typically return 91% to 93% versus the 95+% you could locate in the old era. The betrayal, how modern Vegas swindles its loyalists. One resort fee's the ultimate insult. Nothing represents Vegas's betrayal of its devoted customers better than resort fees. These were non-existent in the glory days because casino operators possessed integrity. According to the Las Vegas Advisor Station, casinos rolled out the first resort fees in 2004, initially branding them fuel surcharges. MGM Resorts jumped in 2008, and Caesars resisted until 2013 before finally succumbing to greed. What began as small $10 fees has mushroomed into complete highway robbery. Today's Strip resort fees span from $30 to $50 per night, often exceeding the actual room price during slower periods. The Bellagio Aria and Vidara currently charge $50 nightly for amenities like Wi-Fi that ought to be free regardless. They are billing you for the privilege of staying in a hotel room, which includes a hotel room. 2 table minimums pricing out the average player. In the 1970s and 80s, you could play $2 blackjack on the Strip. Even during the 1990s, $5 tables were the norm, and tellers was viewed as high roller territory for many guests. Today's situation, according to Vegas Advantage's 2025 Table Game Survey Strip, blackjack minimums now typically start at $15.25 during off-peak times. Weekend minimums frequently spike to $50 to $100. To get decent 3 and 2 rules, you are looking at 50-plus minimums. The few $5 tables left use the terrible 6 and 5 payouts. They have methodically excluded the working-class players who are responsible for building this city. 3. The slot machine scam. Modern slot machines are advanced computers crafted to take your money as efficiently as possible. The era of mechanical reels and fair odds is distant history. According to Easy Vegas's analysis of slot returns, strip casinos now average 91% to 93% return to player on slots. Downtown fares slightly better, but it's still worse than the old era. Video poker, formerly a go-to for smart players, has seen its pay tables gutted. Progressive jackpots are tougher to hit and pay out less often. The old Vegas offered you a real fighting chance. Modern Vegas just offers you false hope. For crime, the uncomfortable truth. Vegas tourism heads won't admit this, but the city is substantially more dangerous than during its allegedly lawless mob days. According to Neighborhood Scout's 2024 crime data, Las Vegas possesses a crime rate of 37 per 1,000 residents, among the highest in America. Your odds of becoming a victim of violent or property crime are 1 in 27. The FBI's 2024 statistics reported 815 violent crimes. Las Vegas is ranked 13th nationwide in homicide rates. Property crime jumped 13.6% year over year. Contrast this with the 1970s and 80s, when despite the mob's controlled tourist zones stayed relatively safe because criminal outfits had a clear interest in safeguarding their revenue sources. Street crime was terrible for business. 5. The homeless crisis. Today's Vegas is confronting a homelessness epidemic that was unimaginable in the old era. According to the Southern Nevada Homelessness Continuum of Care, over 6,500 individuals face homelessness in Las Vegas on any single night. The primary tourist corridors now have tent cities, persistent panhandling, and open drug use driving away the family visitors Vegas badly needs. 6. The marijuana factor. Vegas gets higher, players get lower. Nevada legalized recreational marijuana in 2016 with sales starting July 1, 2017. While this may look like expanded personal freedom, it has sparked new issues for traditional Vegas players. Casinos remain federal properties where marijuana is banned, causing confusion for guests. More significantly, some experts suggest legal marijuana has cut into alcohol sales, one of the few remaining profit centers where casinos occasionally display generosity to players. The outcome? Even stricter policies on comped drinks and entertainment comps. 7 hidden fees. Death by 1,000 cuts. The old Vegas was transparent about costs. If they desired your money, they requested it at the tables. Modern Vegas has mastered the art of hidden charges. Resort fees, as noted, 30 to 50 fees per night for amenities. Parking fees. Free parking was a Vegas signature until MGM began charging in 2016. Wi-Fi charges often bundled into resort fees you must pay. Pool access fees. Some resorts now bill for pool access during peak hours. Early check-in, late checkout was once complimentary for loyal guests. Credit card processing fees are now added to many transactions. The corporate machine. Why this occurred. Understanding why Vegas shifted requires knowing who is in charge now. 1. MGM Resorts International controls most of the South Strip, focusing on maximizing revenue per square foot. 2. Caesars Entertainment crawled from bankruptcy with huge debt that required aggressive profit pulling. Lastly, Station Casinos originated the resort fee model, targeting locals with escalating fees. These are not gambling companies. They are publicly traded corporations beholden to Wall Street investors who have never made a bet in their lives. So, what was lost? Beyond just the dollars and cents, modern Vegas has forfeited its soul. Spontaneous weddings, bureaucratic hassle has destroyed the romance. Real comps, algorithmic reward systems replaced human discretion. Personal relationships. Players are just data points, not people. Remember, you built this city, not the billionaire executives in boardrooms, not the Wall Street investors counting profits from Manhattan penthouses. You did. The average players who visited here decade after decade, who fed the slots, filled the tables, and kept the lights bright during the slow years. Vegas loyalists just like you transformed a desert outpost into the entertainment capital of the world. And how did Vegas repay that loyalty? By shifting every single rule in their favor while insisting its progress. But to be equitable, not all things about modern Vegas are inferior. Safety regulations, fire codes, and building standards are better. Responsible gambling improved addiction resources and self-exclusion programs. Entertainment quality world-class performances and restaurants. Technology modern slot machines and table game tech when utilized fairly. But these enhancements seem minor compared to what has vanished. If you are a Vegas regular feeling let down by these changes, you are not just imagining it. The city has fundamentally altered the core relationship between its casinos and players. What are your options? Find the few remaining player-friendly casinos, mostly off-strip. Focus on games with the best surviving odds. Use casino rewards programs smartly. Consider alternative gaming destinations that still appreciate players. The bottom line is the Vegas that honored your loyalty, provided fair odds, and treated you like kin is gone. What took its place is a corporate machine built to pull maximum profit while giving minimum value. You constructed this city with your devotion and money. The very least it owes you is candor about what it has become. So, what is your Vegas story? Post it in the comments so we can build awareness together about how this city has shifted. Remember when casino hosts knew you by name, when comps truly covered your expenses, when you departed feeling like you'd been treated with respect even after losing, when a weekend trip to Vegas felt like a real adventure, not just an expensive letdown. Those weren't the good old days. They were just the times when Vegas recalled who was paying the bills. The most tragic part is that many younger guests do not even realize what they are missing. They believe 15-6-5s blackjack and $45 resort fees are standard. They have never felt the rush of locating a 99% video poker machine or receiving a genuine comp from a pit boss who valued their action. But you remember, you understand the difference between the Vegas that existed and the Vegas that is. Your disappointment isn't baseless. It is the proper reaction of someone who saw something wonderful and watched it be methodically ruined by corporate greed. Some of you may ask if we will ever witness a return to the old Vegas values. The hard truth is likely no, at least not on the Strip. The corporate casino model is far too profitable in the short run, and these corporations are beholden to Wall Street, not to dedicated players. But that does not mean we are defenseless. Every time you opt to play at a casino that treats players decently, you are casting a vote with your wallet. Every time you bypass Vegas for a place that appreciates your business, you are delivering a message. Every time you tell your story about how Vegas has shifted, you are informing other players about what we've all lost. The corporations rely on player apathy and unawareness. They trust you will simply accept the new normal without a fight. They are wagering on the idea that Vegas's brand is powerful enough to withstand any level of customer mistreatment. Maybe they are correct, but maybe they are mistaken. Maybe enough dedicated players will finally declare enough and move their business elsewhere. Maybe the next crop of casino executives will grasp that sustainable success is built from relationships with customers, not from exploiting them. Maybe the financial markets will someday penalize companies that favor short-term profit gouging over long-term customer loyalty. Or maybe Vegas will just keep on this path until it's merely another overpriced tourist destination that just happens to have slot machines. If this resonated with you, click that like button and subscribe for more truth about what's actually happened to the city we all once adored. Because someone must tell the true story of how Vegas betrayed its most dedicated customers. And maybe, just maybe, if enough of us raise our voices, we can remind them who truly built this place. Share this video with other Vegas regulars who have seen the changes. Leave a comment detailing your own experiences. Tell us about the Vegas you recall, the comps you once got, the games you once played, the treatment you once received. Your stories count, your experiences are real, and your disappointment is warranted. The house always wins, but they shouldn't be allowed to win by cheating the people who made them rich.